Here's a real quick refresher course on how we organize our images inside Lightroom. Now remember in the beginning we talked about creating one folder on an external hard drive, and we named that folder photography. Then under photography we have subfolders, and those subfolders are where we're going to keep all of our images. So I already created the Bahama Cruise folder and a subfolder, and I gave it the date of the cruise itself. Now the reason why I did that is if we do another cruise, let's say in 2012, all I have to do from here is right mouse click, create a new folder inside Bahama Cruise, and then give it the 2012. Let's say we do it in October again. October, and it was the 14th. Now if I click create, now we have a subfolder under Bahama Cruise here. Now I'm going to right mouse click on this, and let's just remove it. All right, so here we are with the photography. Right mouse click, create a folder inside of there, and we're going to call this Bahama Cruise. And since I already have a folder called Bahama Cruise, let's just give this a number 2. Create. Notice it's grayed out. Right mouse click, and let's create another folder inside of this just to help us organize it better. And we're going to give it the date that we did the shoot. 2011, October 14th. And create. Now we have our folders all organized properly. This is where we're going to start to import the images from the memory card. So from File, Import Photos. From here, we select our memory card. And again, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to uncheck all of these because we don't want to take the time to import every image. Now keep in mind, normally don't import suspected duplicates should always be checked. This way you don't have duplicates of the same images inside your Lightroom catalog or inside other folders. But because I have these images on my hard drive, for now I'm going to uncheck that, and let's just select a couple. So this section with the file handling is done. File renaming, let's give it the name Vanelli in this case. And I'm going to leave the extension the same, and it gives us a sample of what it's going to look like. Then after, or apply during import, from here the metadata was, or in this case, is the copyright information I want to add. And some of the keywords, let's call this Bahamas. Bahama Cruise, and I have it actually in here, 2010, and then the month, which was October 10. So those would be the keywords that I want to add to all these images that we're going to import. It's just going to save us time in the future. The destination of the folder is under Bahama Cruise. In fact, let's walk through it. So here's the Bahama Cruise, and here's the date. So we want to import those images into that folder. And when I'm ready, click Import. And just those 2 images that we selected will be imported in here. And the keywords, or the tags that they gave us, was Bahamas, 2010, or 2011, and then the month, which was October. Now, since I already did this earlier, what I want to do is just right mouse click, and we're going to remove this folder from Lightroom. And let's just work with the folder I already have. Now in this folder I have 861 images from the cruise. Now notice there's a lot of duplicates here. If I were going to show this to my family and friends, I don't want to have them sit through 861 images. So before I show anyone, what we want to do is go through and just start selecting some of the images that we want to show others. In this case, let's just bomb through a couple. Okay, let's say this one. I'll hit P for pick. Once we're done, click on Attribute, and then from here, select just the filters, just the flags, and these are the images, that I selected. Now, to take it one step further to organize this, we're going to come down to Collections. Collections are going to be our best friend. Notice here, under the Collections itself, I created a folder inside a collection called Bahamas. Now here, to create this under the Bahamas, I created a collection set instead of just creating an actual collection. And again, it's just like up above. Here's the main folder. Then underneath it, I created two subfolders, or in this case, we're going to call these collections themselves, and we named it Final and Select. Now, the reason why I did this was when we go back up to here, to the actual images, we're going to do the attribute again, just a flagged, edit, select all. So these are the ones I've selected. I haven't edited them yet, so I'm going to take them and drag them into select. Now, out of that 800 and something images, we have 37 images we're going to deal with. Now, looking through here, let's see, I know there's a couple. Okay, this one right here. This one here, I did edit. If you notice, it's a PSD extension. I'm going to click on that and drag it to Final. So now I know that that one is an actual edited image. Now that we have all of this organized, let's go back to our selection. And out of these images here, what we want to do is we're going to upload these to our Smugmug gallery so we can share this with everyone. What I want to do here is I'm going to select a couple, let's say. All right, let's select these two right here. Now you notice I gave it the name Bahama Cruise. What I want to add to that is a comma and my name, Vanelli. So now this is going to help us organize these images into smart galleries once we put it up on the Smugmug. So now I have those set. So notice if I click on this image, it just says Bahama Cruise. But if I click on Jim, or if I click on Vince, I have the word Vanelli added to it, and that's because we selected them. Now let's just grab a couple more. We'll click on Chris, the other Chris. Of course, we got Dave. We got Jane, Mary. I love the shot of Dave. Our buddy Vince. Here's Joyce. This is Jamie's mother. Good. And we'll go here. Great. Now we have all these set. Now, if you notice we have the little asterisks here, that's telling us because some of these files have different names to them. Let's see. I'm going to get rid of Kevin's name. I like the Bahama Cruise. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get rid of all of this. And I'm going to put a comma. And I'm going to add the word Vanelli. Let's hit enter. All of those images that I just selected has the keyword Bahama Cruise, or Bahamas 2011 10, and the word Vanelli. Now, you know what? Let me grab this one too. Actually, I'm going to select this. So I just selected it, right mouse clicked, copied, and then from here, I'm going to take this. Let me make sure that's a PSD, which it is, and I'm just going to cut and paste. There, now that's part of it. Now here's where the real fun's going to begin. Now we have the keywords in here, so what we want to do is select text, and then the text itself, we're going to check the keywords, contain all, and we're going to tell it, you know what, let's make it to where only show me photos that have the keyword Bahamas 2011 10 and the word Vanelli. And here are the images. Now I'm going to select the first one, come all the way to the bottom, pressing down the Shift key. I'm going to select the very last one, or I could easily go up to here and go to Edit, Select All. Now I have all of these images selected. I want to upload these to Smugmug, so I'm going to right mouse click, Export, and then for the export, I created a preset already called Gmail Smugmug. So I'm going to walk you through that, and if you don't have this Gmail filter already installed, another tutorial is going to show you how to put that in. So let's just click on Export. Now there's going to be a couple ways where we can email these. Now, there's going to be a couple ways how we can get these images to our Smugmug account. Now, normally, if you're using your own Smugmug account from here, it'll be under the publishing services. And let me move it down a little bit so you can see it. And right here, it's a real simple way to upload those to yours. However, you're going to upload these to my Smugmug account. Now, I trust all of you. However, I'm not going to give everyone my username and password. So Smugmug came up with a really cool feature. You're able to email these images to another person's Smugmug account. So from here, I want to select all of these. Now, the easiest way to do this is right mouse click. Under Export, I already created a preset that lets me use my Gmail to send all the information to Smugmug. But let me show you what I did on that one. If I click Export, under the Plugin Manager, we're going to open up Lightroom's Plugin Manager, and I'm going to click on I'm going to click on the Plugin Exchange. Under Search, I'm going to use my Gmail, or type in Gmail, and search. Now, in a moment, it pops up, and here's the results. Now, I forgot how much. This is a free service where you can use this, and it'll allow you to upload, I think, 2 or 3 images at a time. If you purchase it for a small fee, then you can export as many emails or as many images you want into one email. Click on Download. Now, I've done this a million times, so this is my 4th one. Good. And here's my zip file. I'm going to click on this, drag it to my desktop. Once it extracts all the files to my desktop, let's see. And since I've already had it on here, let's just say move and replace all of them. Do that for all of it. Yes. There. Now we're done in this area. I can close out of here. And let's go back into Lightroom. Now what we need to do is add that to our plugin manager. Now, since we already downloaded it, if I click on Add, I'll just go to my desktop, find the folder that we just extracted, which in this case will be Gmail. And here it is. It's Lightroom Gmail plugin. And then if I click OK, that's going to install it into my plugin manager. Since I already have it in here, I don't want to reinstall it, so I'm going to cancel out of this and click Done. There. Now, what we need to do is send the email to Vanelli at email.smugmug.com. The subject, 1984, is going to be the special number that we need to use. So Smugmug is like a password for the email system. Now down in here, we're going to rename the file, use your name as the custom text name. We're going to leave the JPEG format and sRGB, resize to fit long edge, 1024 pixels, and we'll leave the resolution the same at 240, and we're going to sharpen for screen, and the metadata and everything else is fine. So now we're looking at all of this. Here's my username for Gmail, my password. We have all the information set. Now when I click Export, what's going to happen is those 12 images are going to be exported to our Gmail, or excuse me, to our Smugmug. Now when we go into our Smugmug account, from here, it created under the Others folder, right in here, it created another folder called Email. Now if I click on Email, these are all the images that I just uploaded. Now what's neat about it is if I click on, let's say Dave, for example, it'll give me the keywords Vanelli, Bahamas, 2010, or 2011, 10. And in this case, I added the word David MacArthur to it, or the keyword MacArthur. So this way, when I created each of the folders for each of the participants, his will appear into that. Because of that keyword, it'll also appear into his folder. So let me go out to here, and under workshops, under Bahamas, I already created a couple of them in here. So here's David's folder. If I click on David, the images that I just uploaded and I tagged with the keyword David MacArthur, Bahamas, and Vanelli will appear. So these images will appear here. So now when Dave goes into his Lightroom, and when he goes to upload some of his images, let's say this is one of the shots he took, instead of using the word Vanelli, he would substitute it with his full name, David MacArthur. So let me go back over to here. So under Bahamas, I created one for Jim Kosinski. So Jim would use his full name, just like as it'll appear on the folder itself. Kevin McSparron. Kevin will put the full name here. Same thing with Vince. And when they do that, as soon as they upload something, or an image rather, under here, notice there's nothing in there for Kevin yet, but when Kevin uploads an image using Bahamas 2011 10 with his full name, it'll appear into this gallery. So when I click on workshops, and notice this right here is a hidden file. Let me click view what the visitors will see. So this is what the visitors will see. So when they click on it, Bahamas, all of the participants that came to this Bahama cruise, all of your folders will be here with your name and the image I took of you if we have one of you. And if you click on it, all the images that you took will appear into that folder. So again, a quick recap. We create a folder, and in this case we called it Bahama Cruise. We gave it a subfolder, in this case again the date that we took it, went through, selected our favorite images, came down to collections, created another folder or another collection set called Bahamas. Underneath there, final and select. These were just two subfolders or subcategories or collections that I like to add. Under select, pick the images we want to edit. Once we edit them, click under final. From here, we already have our keywords, Bahamas 2011 10. This is very important, comma, and then the full name that I gave you, or I'm sorry, the full name that you have for the website. So under here, Jim would put his full name. Let me get back to it. And let's use Dave. Dave would use his full name, David MacArthur. And then, let's go back to the Lightroom. Bahamas, we have all that information, comma, and then Dave's full name, David MacArthur. And when we do that, once we email those images to the Vanelli at email.smugmug.com, it'll put it into the correct folder. And because we created, let's get back to it, and because I created these into smart collections, or smart galleries rather, by doing that, all those images that you uploaded will automatically appear into these images here, or into those galleries there. Now, one last thing I want to show you. If you don't have that special plugin, remember when we right mouse click, export, and then from the export, where was it? The Gmail. Here it is. If you don't have that plugin, that's okay. What you need to do in that case is from here, click on export. And what we want to do is export it to the hard drive. Pick your folder where you want to export it to. In this case, I'm going to export it to the desktop. Custom renaming, again, give it your last name. So this way I know whose images these are. JPEG, sRGB, and then same thing here. Resize to fit the long edge, 1024. And the rest of the information stays the same. And once you click export, I'm not going to do it here, but once we click export, it'll save that to a folder onto your desktop. Then from there, just use any email utility that you have and email me, or send the email to Vanelli at email.smugmug.com. But very important, in the, here, let me pull this up here. I'll go right to my Gmail. So here we are in my Gmail. Let's see, compose. From here, again, email. I'm sorry, Vanelli at email.smugmug.com. But very important, under the subject line, we have to put 1984 because that's the password I gave you. If you were to put anything in the body of the email, that'll appear under the description. Let's get back up to here. So under here, it'll appear under any of the descriptions. Let's see if I did one. Actually, let's cancel out of this. I thought I did a test one. But anyways, it would... Let me do one more. Nope. All right. If we did that under this caption here, it would actually add whatever you put in the body of the text. It'll add it to that area there. And then click send. Now, doing it this way, you may be limited on how many attachment files you can actually have. So you'll just have to experiment. But either way, you'll send it. It'll go to this directory under Smugmug. And then if you did use the keywords, Bahama Cruise, I'm sorry, where was it? Let's see, here it is. Bahamas 2011-10, comma, your full name. It'll put it automatically into those folders right over here that I created for you. Under Workshop, and it'll just put it right into this area here. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me and I'll walk you through it.